Yeah, I mean, just coming for me, obviously the jiu-jitsu is more functional and it's more available, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's less scary. I feel than doing something like that.
Mm. It's also, I think, with like jiu-jitsu, I found that you're not so there's thought elements to it, but it's such a feel thing,
Mm.
and you're kind of it feels like your brain or your thoughts in your legs or your arms. It doesn't even really seem to be in the head. Um, and it's totally on that. Like you leave, I wouldn't even say you'd need to open your eyes at times because it's all feel and weight and balance and distribution. And
Yeah, I agree.
I think when you're constantly in that frame where you're not thinking, you're sort of thinking all basis of the environment in a way. It's like kind of almost like a how an octopus would see with its tentacles in a way. Like that's how at least I've experienced.
And I totally agree. I think that the more you can feel it, I mean, of course, you need some element of mind application to
Yeah,
gather the fundamental movements. Um, but then once you've got that, and then you start putting pressure testing it and adjusting it and uh, kind of evolving it on depending on who you're working with, because you both of you would be somewhat different in experience
mm.
to roll with. So the sensibility would be somewhat different. So really coming back into one's poise and being somewhat neutral rather than having over too much intention of where it's going to go.
Yeah,
Again, I think going for the ride of the roll is really where the fun starts,
yeah,
and actually then that gives you control of the scramble, which is kind of for me the most important aspect of it.
yeah.
Because without that control, you don't get to do what you want to do anyway.
Because it's that sort of level of offense, defense, and then scramble in the middle,
Yeah,
and you know sort of what I imagine what points to play in that sort of offensive and defensive position, but it comes from controlling the scramble in a way that allows you to be in
yeah.
either of those two
And sometimes
positions.
you got to know when you got to fold your hand
Yeah,
and then reconnect somewhere else. Give up on that connection because the other guy's got more control. Is winning that experience. So rather than pouring more resources in that, I'm better off just going somewhere else.
yeah,
Just allow him to have that,
Yeah.
and then but set up a shape where it actually becomes redundant and maybe used against him, that the situation he's trying to